This tutorial is for 5th grade, Module 2, Lesson 20. In this lesson, we will be dividing by two-digit divisors. We will use some estimation to help us come up with our answers. The first question is 65 divided by 17, which means I'm trying to figure out how many groups of 17 I can get out of the number 65. In my division box, I would look at the first number and think, how many 17s could I get out of 6? Well, I can't get any 17s out of 6, so I'm going to move the 6 over to the next box. My new question is, how many 17s could I get out of 65? So here's where our estimation skills come in. So I'm thinking about 17 and how it's kind of close to 20. So if I think of 20s, 20, 40, 60, that would get me close to 65, and that was 3 groups. So I'm going to try 3 times 17 to see if that's going to get me close. So off to the side, I can write my problem, or I can do this mentally as well. I'm going to try 3. 3 times 7 is 21. Carry my 2. 3 times 1 plus 2 would be 5. So 51 is less than 65, so I'm going to give that a shot. So we'll say 3 groups of 17, which was 51. I subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. 6 minus 5 is 1. I have to stop and ask myself if my remainder is acceptable. And by that, we remember that your remainder always has to be less than your divisor. Since 14 is less than 17, then that's an acceptable remainder. So my quotient is 3 remainder 14. Let's look at the next problem. Here we have 84 divided by 32. Again, I'm going to do a little bit of estimating. So 32 is close to 30. If I think of my multiples of 30, that would be 30, 60, 90. Well, 90 would be too much. So 2 groups of 32 might work. So let's try 2 groups. Again, I can either multiply this mentally or I could do it off to the side. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 64 is less than 84, so that should work. So I'm going to move my 8 over, subtract 64, and that gives me a remainder of 20. Again, since my remainder is less than my divisor, the remainder of 20 is acceptable. So my quotient is 2 remainder 20. Let's do a couple more examples. Here I have 49 divided by 21. Well, if I start with 21, how many groups of 21 can I get out of 4? I can't get any, so I'm going to move that over. Well, 21 is close to 20, so 20, 40, 60. Well, 60 would be too high, so 2 groups might be able to help me out here. So 21 times 2, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, so that's going to work. Now I have 49 minus 42. 9 minus 2 is 7, 4 minus 4 is 0, so my remainder is 7. So the quotient is 2 remainder 7. Let's look at one more. This time I have 77 and I'm dividing it by 25. How many groups of 25 can I get out of 7? Well, I can't get any out of 7, so I move that over. How many groups of 25 can I get out of 77? Well, whenever I see the number 25, I like to think of quarters because those are easy for me to add. I know that 3 quarters is 75, so that would be 3 groups of 25. So I can take 3 times 25, which is 75, subtract that, 7 minus 5 is 2, 7 minus 7 is 0, and so I get a remainder of 2. So my quotient is 3 remainder 2. So again, we can use some estimation of those divisors to help us zero in on what those quotients would be.